Hi everyone, Kieran Brown here and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my plan to bulk from 70 to 85 kilos in 2025. Now the picture on the screen is of me around 5 years ago when I was 21 years old, and this is before I'd ever started training like consistently. And as you can see, I've always been quite skinny. I played sports as a kid and I'd always wanted to try and bulk up, but I'd just kept putting it off, just kept procrastinating, could never stay consistent or enjoy the gym long enough to actually see some results. I went on my first bulk this year, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. So what we'll discuss, I'll go through my last bulk results from earlier in the year, mistakes I've made in the past 2 years, my weekly, monthly and yearly goals for 2025, including like BMI goals. So these were the results from my last bulk. So this was May to September 2024. It was the first like proper bulk I'd done, and I started at around 68, 69 kilos and got up to around 82.5 kilos in 5 months. And around 8.5 of that was muscle, so around like 63%. I was making good progress, like my strength was going up. I think in hindsight, I was bulking a little bit too quickly, and I was averaging around a 0.7 kilo increase in weight per week. And a bit later on, I'll talk about what my goal for 2025 is regarding like weight gain per week. But I definitely learned a lot. And you might be thinking, oh, like, why did I stop? I basically got ill just maybe a day or two after that picture on the right, and I was barely eating. Like my appetite completely went. I didn't train for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I ended up losing I think 6 kilos in the following 2 weeks, which was a bit of a setback. And there are a couple other setbacks in the following few months as well, like at the end of this year. So I'm at a lower starting point than I was hoping for, but I'll speak about that. So mistakes in the past 2 years. When I first started training consistently, I was around about 21% body fat. I was looking quite soft. I didn't really have any ab definition, but I was still like looked quite skinny in a t-shirt. And on the course which I did, the Kino Body Warrior Shredding, he made the point of getting to 10% body fat or like sub 10% before going on a bulk, and I was trying to cut down to that level. And basically what I've realized since is I think my scales slightly overestimate body fat percentage, because I'd get down to around 12 on my scales, and like I'd just have like no energy. I'd be hungry all the time, and I'd just like stop losing weight from there. And from speaking to others and showing them my pictures and some comments from people on my videos, a lot of them agree that the pictures I did have were under around or under 10% body fat. Like this picture on the left here, for example, on my scales was showing around 12.5%. And yeah, anytime I got close to 12, I really started to struggle. So I'm happy at that leanness, like 12. Like I don't feel the need to go any lower than that, just based on what my scales say. So I ended up just cutting too much, trying to get those scales down to 10. But what I should have done is after my first like 10-week cut, I got down to around just under 13, probably like high 12s. And I should have just started bulking then, and I'd be a lot further along than I am now, but lesson learned. And yeah, also, as I mentioned earlier, I did have a couple setbacks of illness. I also had surgery, which has put me out of the gym for the past 4 weeks. So I lost another 5 kilos. And I've only just got back into the gym in the past few days. And I'll talk about where I'm at now in a sec. So I'm 5'10", and I like BMI as a measurement. And I know a lot of people will say, BMI is useless because it doesn't account for muscle. And that is true. It's also good to pair it with either a body fat percentage or a waist measurement, and combining it with that, I think makes it very useful. So yeah, I'm around about 70 kilos at the moment, which is a normal BMI, but my goal is definitely to be in the overweight category. So I want to get up to 85 kilos by this time next year, and then I'll basically go on a cut after that, and then probably the next bulk after that, I'll try and get up to around like 95, which is technically obese, but as you know, like it doesn't really account for muscle, and I know that it won't be an unhealthy weight, because I won't have like unhealthy amounts of body fat. So yeah, it's just a good gauge, in my opinion. I like to use it. So my 2025 goal, I'm going to go on a lean bulk until I hit 85 kilograms. I'm around 70 now, and I want to do a slightly leaner bulk than I did early this year. As I mentioned, I was gaining around 0.7 kilos per week, and I got soft like quite quickly. So I want to tone that down a bit and go for a quarter to half a kilo per week, which is around 1 to 2 kilos per month, and then a total of like 15 kilos for the year. And a good fat to muscle gain is around 50-50. So 50% of the weight gain is muscle and 50% is fat. On my last bulk, it was 63%, which I was really happy with. So here's my weigh-in from today. Just over 70 kilos, well, 70 and a half really, at 13% body fat. And I'm going to basically try and get this up to 85. And I imagine I'll be sitting around 17% body fat at that time. And then once I'm at that point, then I'll go on a cut, and then hopefully cut down to around like 70, 74, 75 at this same body fat percentage. So yeah, if you want some help, one-to-one coaching with your own body transformation in 2025, click the first link in the description. But yeah, that's everything for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.